Hi guys, and welcome back to OSKG. What's for dinner tonight? Spiral cut ham with a nice citrus glaze. Let me get everything together and we'll get started. With the holidays in full flow right now, hams are actually on sale at pretty much every big box store, grocery store, and it's a perfect time to make one for a quick and easy weeknight meal. Hams, although they seem daunting to make, they really are not, because when you buy a ham, whether it's spiral cut or just a slab ham, when you get them from the store, they're already pre-cooked. So basically, all you're going to be doing is reheating it. Now, the first step is you're going to want to put it in a pan that's a little bit bigger than the ham because it will spread out, and cover it with aluminum foil. And once you have it completely covered, it's ready for the oven. That's how simple it is. We're going to do a glaze, but you do the glaze after the ham is completely heated. Now, to heat the ham, what you're going to do is look at the actual poundage of the ham. This ham is 4 pounds, and what you're going to want to do is heat it at 250 degrees to 325 degrees. I like to go with 325 just because I'm a little bit impatient. And you're going to heat it for 10 to 12 minutes per pound. So in 45 minutes, we're going to have a perfectly heated ham that's ready for glaze, which will then be ready for the table. I'm going to pop this in the oven, and then we're going to get together and make a glaze for it. You can use the packets of glaze that come with the ham, but I like to make my own with a few unconventional materials, and I'll take you through making that also. Now, what goes into making a glaze for a ham? I like something that's a little sweet. I want it sticky so that it clings to every surface of the ham, but I do want to add some flavors to it. So I'm going to start off by adding 1/4 of a cup of brown sugar to 1/4 of a cup of honey. And I'm going to let this heat up until the sugar is dissolved. Do it this way. You can see it doesn't take that long. Once it starts heating up, the sugar is going to be really dissolved. Now we're going to add a little flavor to it. I do like to add a little bit of Tony's to add some spice. And once again, this is a no salt Tony's. You want just a little spice to it to add to the flavor of the ham. Now the ham's going to be salty, so you're not going to want to add too much salt to it. Then we're going to add a little garlic powder. As you know, we love the flavor of garlic in this house, so we have to have garlic powder in pretty much everything. Mix that in, and as you can see already, it's somewhat thick, but we're going to have to let it cook down even more because honey, when it heats up, is really liquid. Then I'm going to add some of my unconventional additions. First, I'm going to add a splash of orange juice. Just about 1/4 of a cup of orange juice will be fine. And one of the best additions to a ham for me is cold pressed apple cider vinegar. Apple cider, not vinegar. Now you can see it is extremely liquid. So what I'm going to do is bump the heat up to high. And I'm going to let this boil down until we get a nice thick syrup to pour over the ham after it's completely heated. This is going to be a rather quick process. As you can see, it's going to bubble up a lot. But basically what you're doing is letting some of the liquid from the juices and the honey evaporate out until you get a nice thick mixture that'll cling to the ham whenever you put it back in the oven. So we're just going to let this cook until it gets extremely thick. And now I have it at the thickness that I like for a ham, and the way I can tell is if I tilt the pot, it's going to still stick to the bottom. As you can see, you could scrape it up. Now the foam will go away. I have turned the heat off, so it's going to get back to a semi-liquid phase. But you can also tell whenever the right consistency is when you get a, it's going to be the consistency of a syrup. You don't want super, super thick, but as you can tell, it's a lot thicker than it was. It's sticking to the bottom of the pot, and it's going to be perfect to pour over the ham once it is heated up enough. Okay, guys, it's been 45 minutes, and the ham is out of the oven. And as you can see, it is extremely hot and ready for the glaze. Now, before I add the glaze, I do like to open up some of the ham pieces. And as I said, the glaze is going to be really thick, so we're going to pour it over the top. And just let it spread through all of the ham pieces. And what this is going to do, it's going to get between each slice, and it's going to give you a perfect glaze on your ham. Now also, it's going to mix with the juices in the bottom, and that'll give you a good gravy to pour on top of the ham once it's done. Now we're going to take this ham and put it back in the oven. I've bumped up the temperature to 400 degrees, and we're just going to let it crystallize on the top of the ham. And here we go, guys. It's been 15 minutes at 400 degrees, and you could see the crystallization of all of that yummy glaze on the top. And it goes down to the center of each slice, and it's perfectly ready to enjoy a great meal. So if you've enjoyed this video, please consider giving us a like down below. And hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll know when we post new videos, whether it be cooking or gardening or something around the house. And until next time, I will talk at you on the next video. Have a great day, guys.